Health cycle. Health cycle period 1. Date to date. Make a chart similar to the one for your personal life cycle. Start it on your birthday and mark it off in 52-day segments as before. During the first period, your vitality and health should be at its best, and if you happen to come into the period with your physical condition below normal, it will improve rapidly if you take care of yourself and avoid breaking any of the natural laws. Plenty of good air, walking in the open, and abundant water are the basics. Foods heavy in starches and those that are overheating should be avoided. The eyes in particular should be guarded. Do not use them overmuch and avoid using them in bright electric light or exposing them to direct sunlight. If an operation is needed or a system of health building is to be adopted, this is the time to start. Health cycle period 2, date to date. In this period, a great many light and fleeting physical conditions may affect the body, and passing emotional conditions may affect the mind. You may have temporary difficulty with the stomach, bowels, bloodstream and nerves, but these conditions will come quickly and last only a short time. They should not be neglected but given immediate remedial care. Then there will be no need for anxiety, for all influences present in these 52 days tend to bring about rapid changes in your physical condition. There are likely to be days when you will have a headache or an upset stomach, and other days when your eyes or ears will bother you, and still others when catarrh or colds and attendant aches and pains will cause distress. Women in particular may suffer pains in the breasts and abdomen, but none of these need be serious. If you are cheerful, maintain an optimistic attitude and do not let your mind dwell too much on these ailments. You will find that they will respond quickly to the treatment you administer. Health cycle period 3, date to date. Accidents may happen in this period, so be careful. If you are aware of what might possibly occur and take steps to guard against it, you will minimise the effects and may possibly prevent it entirely. There is also possibility of suffering by burns or falls or blows. Be careful of your food too. Do not overeat and try to keep your body normally warm, because there is a tendency to take cold as a result of overheating the body. Keep your bloodstream clean and your bowels active so that you may not be plagued with eruptions in the skin and similar blood disorders. Your blood pressure has a tendency to rise in this period, so avoid overwork, overstrain and anxiety, and thus protect yourself against any possible breakdown. Health cycle period 4, date to date. This is the most trying time in the year for your nervous system. You may observe evidences in restlessness and uneasiness, and also in the malfunctioning of certain organs. Too much study or reading or planning or anything which makes you tense should be avoided. If your work demands great concentration, break it up every hour or so with 5 minutes of light diversion. Chat with someone, listen to some music if a phonograph or radio is at hand, or just sit in quiet meditation. You require more sleep and rest at this time than in any other part of the year. If you fret and become nervous, it may affect your digestion or cause your heart to palpitate. If you observe these signs, do not become worried unnecessarily, because their cause probably lies in your own nervousness. If you have been labouring for a long time at mental problems or under a mental strain, it is wise to relax and rest for a few days during this period as insurance against more serious mental difficulties. Health cycle period 5, date to date. This is a good period during which your health should be excellent. If it is not, it can be improved quickly. Spend time out of doors and breathe deeply of fresh air. Observe the beauties of nature and let their healing balm reach into your physical and emotional nature. Live and eat with continence and avoid the tendency to overindulge in the appetites of the flesh, which is always very strong in the 5th period. This is a good period to recover from all sorts of chronic ailments, and if you but set your mind to it, you can rid of any abnormal or subnormal conditions which may have been plaguing your body for some time. It may be noted that your whole nature, physical, emotional and mental, will respond to mental suggestion and psychic help much more readily in this period than at any other time of the year. Health cycle, period 6, date to date. The temptation to overdo things also exists in this period. However, here it applies not only to the physical appetites but also to work, play and all excitement. Avoid overindulgence of every sort and save yourself upset conditions which may affect your skin, throat, internal generative system and kidneys. Drink plenty of water, take outdoor exercise and get all the rest you need. Health cycle, period 7, date to date. Chronic or lingering illness may be contracted in this period, so be careful lest you expose yourself to contagions of any sort. Avoid the persons and places where they may be contacted. Since your mind and spirits may be at a low ebb, take positive steps to relax and find pleasurable recreation. Adopt an optimistic mental attitude, smile at yourself in the mirror each morning and tell yourself how lucky you are to be alive and how happy and grateful you are that you have received so many wonderful natural gifts and endowments. Never mind what you really think, tell yourself that anyway. Don't dose yourself over much with medicine and under no circumstance have an operation performed if you can avoid it. If you give prompt attention to every aspect as soon as it becomes noticeable and maintain an optimistic attitude, you will have no trouble. The foregoing list is for your information in order that you may know what tendencies exist and when they may strike. No one person will ever be the victim of all these ailments and troubles. In fact, if you follow the instructions in chapter 7, none of this will ever bother you. But you may desire to help another, and a knowledge of what may assail him at different times will aid you in supplying remedy and cure. The most important part of this chapter is that which tells of your personal life cycle. Create this chart and print or type the opportunities and hazards that exist in each period. Some Rosicrucians make a separate card for each period so that they can examine it easily and understand better how to plan each day. They find that this gives them much more control of their destiny than heretofore, and also the confidence that they are becoming like their ideal. The Magus pictured on the tarot card.